Welcome students. Today we'll start with your third paper of mathematics, that is statics. So first topic is forces acting at a point. If you have a number of forces, say F1, F2 and so on, Fn, acting at a point O, and if we can find out a single force, say R, at same point such that effect of this single force at this point is same as effect of all the forces together at this point. For example, say under these forces, if we are applying these forces at this point, and under these forces point is displaced from O to O dash, and if under R alone also this point is displaced up to same position, means effect of R is same as effect of all the forces together, then this R is called resultant of F1, F2 and so on Fn, and these forces are called components of R. So here we have two terms. First is resultant of number of forces and second is these forces are components of R along different directions. So next is parallelogram law of forces. What this law says, if we have two forces, say P and Q acting at a point, then what will be their resultant? So for that, let us complete parallelogram taking P and Q as two adjacent sides of this parallelogram. Then their resultant is completely represented by a diagonal of this parallelogram OABC. So here we have two forces along adjacent sides of parallelogram acting at a point O. Then law says that their resultant R is completely represented by this diagonal. Completely means its magnitude is OB and acting along this direction. So that is complete. Now next we will find its magnitude and direction. So our next topic is to find magnitude and direction of this resultant R. Magnitude and direction of R. So for that we'll do some construction work. This is x-axis and let me draw a perpendicular from B to this x-axis. Perpendicular is BM. Now let direction of R with force P is theta and let angle between two forces is alpha. So now if this angle is alpha, see this angle, then this angle is also alpha, corresponding angle, and then it will be pi minus alpha. So now we'll find first magnitude of R. For that we have a triangle, right angle triangle OMB. This is right angle triangle at M, and after applying Pythagoras theorem in this triangle, we have R square is equal to P square, we'll write in terms of OB square is equal to OM square plus MB square. This is result in triangle OMB. Now what is OM and what is MB? OM can be written as OA plus AM. So our OM is OA plus AM. OA is P and AM from this triangle, this is also right angle triangle, and AM will be, which is base, will be equal to hypotenuse into cos alpha, and this hypotenuse AB is equal to OC, which is Q. So this is also Q. So AM is Q cos alpha. Likewise, we can write BM also. BM is Q sin alpha. So after substituting these two values, here we have R square is equal to P plus Q cos alpha square plus Q sin alpha square. And after simplifying, you will get R square is equal to P square plus Q square plus 2PQ cos alpha, or R is equal to under root of P square plus Q square plus 2PQ cos alpha. So this is the magnitude of this resultant R. Now for direction, means for theta, we'll write tangent theta in this triangle again. Tangent theta is perpendicular BM over base, that is OM. BM over OM. BM is Q sin alpha and OM is P plus Q cos alpha. So this equation gives the direction of resultant R. So we have these two results, magnitude and direction of resultant. Now if R is making angle with Q in place of P, here we have taken direction of R with P, but if R is making angle with Q, say phi, then what will be result? Here we will replace Q with P and P with Q. So what will be tangent phi? Tangent phi will be equal to P sin alpha divided by Q plus P cos alpha. So this is the result, this is the direction of R if it is making angle with Q. Normally we will use this result. Let us do some corollaries. Corollary 1. If angle between P and Q is 90 degree, that is both are perpendicular to each other. So alpha is equal to 90 degree. Corollary 1. If P is perpendicular to Q, that is alpha is equal to 90 degree. So if alpha is 90 degree, then cos 90 is 0. Then we have R square is equal to P square plus Q square. R square is equal to P square plus Q square. And if alpha is 90, then numerator in here we have sin 91 and cos 90 0. So tangent theta will be equal to Q over P. Now corollary 2. If both forces are equal, means we are finding resultant of equal forces, then what will be R? R will be under root of P square plus 2P square cos alpha. R is P square plus 2P square cos alpha, or you can write 2P square outside 1 plus cos alpha, or 2P square 2 cos alpha by 2. So R is 2P cos alpha by 2. So if in any question two forces are equal, then you can use this result direct. R is equal to 2P cos alpha by 2 in place of this. Now for two equal forces, this is the magnitude, and what will be direction? For direction we will put here Q is equal to P. Direction will be, let us do here, direction is P sin alpha divided by P plus P cos alpha. Here I am substituting Q is equal to P. Then we have this result. P cancel out. So sin alpha divided by 1 plus cos alpha, or tangent theta is equal to 2 sin alpha by 2 cos alpha by 2 divided by 2 cos square alpha by 2. 2 cancel out, cos alpha cancel out. So we have tangent theta is equal to tangent alpha by 2 and theta is equal to alpha by 2. It means resultant's angle, that is theta, is half of the angle between two forces, means resultant is at equal angle from both the forces. Now next corollary is third corollary and fourth corollary both together. Corollary third is maximum resultant and corollary fourth is minimum resultant. So resultant, what was the resultant? R square is equal to P square plus Q square plus 2PQ cos alpha, and for maximum resultant we have maximum value of cos alpha 1. Maximum cos alpha is 1, and when it will be 1? When alpha is 0 degree. So from here R square is equal to P square plus Q square plus 2PQ cos alpha is 1, or R is equal to P plus Q. So we have maximum resultant when angle is 0 between two forces, means both the forces are acting in the same direction, and obviously if we are applying forces in same direction, then only we will get maximum resultant. Similarly, minimum resultant will be when cos alpha is minimum, that is -1. So R square is equal to P square plus Q square minus 2PQ, or you can say R is equal to P minus Q. This is the minimum resultant, difference between both the forces. And this minimum resultant will be when cos alpha is -1, that is alpha is equal to 180 degree. Means both the forces are in opposite direction. If we are applying one force in this direction and one force in this direction, obviously we will get minimum resultant, and mathematically it will be P minus Q.